What's going on, guys? You're now watching the greatest channel that has ever existed. My name is 𝘰𝘰𝘯𝘵, and I truly appreciate you for being here with me. So, what we are going to talk about today is, I have to make sure that I have the right microphone set up. What we're going to talk about today is more of the freepulse.io. Now, I have to clarify again. Sorry, I guess I wasn't clear enough with my speech yesterday. All of these coins that you receive are not real. This is a representation of the coins that you're going to receive when freepulse.io actually comes out. Okay, so you're going to receive these coins when the chain comes out. So all these coins that we're doing right now, if you win 100,000 coins before the launch, you're not going to get 100,000 coins after the launch happens. Okay, these coins do not count. This is just for testing purposes only. So therefore, it's not exactly like the sacrifice phase. Okay, this is just for testing, so that you can be ready for when the actual chain launches, okay? So let's talk about the FP shares, which is different from the regular Pulse chain, okay? FP shares is a token that is created by Free Pulse, okay? Read right here. Read about FP. Free Pulse becomes a token on the Pulse chain. FP has a fixed supply of 777 million units with no inflation ever, no admin keys, no time locks, no fees, no taxes. That's pretty cool, pretty awesome. Now keep in mind, FP is different than test pulse, okay? So I have 6,545 test pulse here. This is very different. All the stuff that I've been playing with has been test pulse in my previous 2 videos. Look at the description up here. That's test pulse. We're talking about a different coin altogether. Now, this is going to come out about a month after the testnet launches, so just keep that in mind. Let's look at this trading. FP could be tradable on PulseX, and some entity might provide enough liquidity to ensure that the retail traders can trade without suffering from high slippage. Now, notice that they say might, could be, probably. This is for SEC rules. This is for taxation purposes. You cannot expect work. There's no expectation of work from the work of others. You know what I'm saying? There's no expectation from the work of others, okay? Because that's written in the law, but you can't expect that. The liquidity might be provided against a stable coin like USDC or USDL. USDL is a stable coin for liquidity, for liquid loans, to ensure that FP doesn't dip when other cryptocurrencies do. Hart's law. So the ticker is going to be FP. 777 million, like I said, is the supply. It's a PRC20 token. ETA, that's exactly what I said before. ETA is about 1 month after the Pulse chain launches, okay? The dedication phase length is about 1 week. And the volume bonus or the volume multiplier is about 2x. Okay, so FP might have some great features. This isn't any kind of a guarantee. Do not expect FP to actually have these features, and do not expect profit from the work of others. Again, SEC rules. You have to say this. Free Pulse might get turned into a DAO in the long run, meaning whoever holds FP might have the possibility to vote in future features. Let me move this over here. So you can see my beautiful art in the background. Ooh, see the fingerprints in the trees back there? In-house advantages such as lower house edge or the possibility to claim even more free pulse every hour. Okay. Also, let me read up here. Free pulse might get turned into a DAO in the long run, meaning whoever holds free pulse might have the possibility to vote on future features. The holders of large bags, multiple millions of FP, might get the opportunity to start new votes. Awesome. This is very similar to what PulseX is doing too, where the more coins that you have, the more power that you have, not only for votes, but for even selecting what is voted on. Okay, let's move down here. 30% of potential profits that FP could generate might or might not goes towards a buyback program. Anytime you see might or might not, just in your mind say this will happen. Meaning that some entity might buy supply from the open market and thereby push the price of FP towards the upside. This way, constant buy pressure might be created. Awesome, totally amazing. This is a buy and burn method, kind of, sort of like Pulse chain. Like PulseX, so that a lot of stuff is removed from the open market, and therefore, when there's less supply, there's more demand. More demand means higher prices. In case said entity really decides to buy FP from the open market, it might as well burn them, just like PulseX, to lower the total supply and make the token more secure, more scarce. This mechanic would make FP deflationary, meaning that any holder's proportional share of the total supply will increase over time. Dedication phase. So there's going to be a dedication phase for the freedom of commerce. This is very similar to the sacrifice phase, okay? The freedom to freely transact, gamble, and share valuable uninhibited by any government. Uninhibited by any government is going to be short and sweet, only 1 week long. There'll be a volume bonus or a volume multiplier, allowing large dedications to gain more shares in the dedication pool. As they are a beautiful set of people airdrop something to, the dedicated might receive a part of the 77 million FP in proportion to their shares in the dedication pool. Note that said airdrop isn't guaranteed. Never expect profit from the work of others. You'll be able to dedicate ETH, Hex, Pulse, PulseX, USDC, all these coins. Other cryptos might get added as well. Okay? The date, y'all were not supposed to see that. Right, where was I? Okay, so let's just go to volume bonus. Volume bonus. The dedicated phase will have a volume bonus in place to reward large dedications. It will be a linear volume bonus with a maximum of 100% additional shares. Now, this is interesting. This is linear, unlike the PulseX, the PulseChain, and the liquid loans sacrifice phases. Those were parabolic. This one is linear, so it's just going to, the amount that you sacrifice, the value will decrease in a linear fashion instead of a parabolic fashion. So while the sooner you get in is the better, it's not as bad as PulseChain or PulseX if you decide to wait. Let's move down here. A occupies the volume bonus from 2x to 1.4x. Okay, let's just start right here. Let's assume that a total of $10 dedicated from only 2 dedicated people. A dedicated $6, B dedicated $4. A that dedicated $6 occupies the volume bonus from 2x to 1.4x with an average of 1.7x. He will receive $6 times 1.7x, which equals 10.2 shares. B does the same thing, 1.4x to 1x, and with the average of 1.2x, he will receive 4.8 shares. The total amount of shares is equal to the amount of money dedicated multiplied by 1.5x, the average of the volume bonus. In this example, we have a total of 10 times 1.5x equals 15 shares. They might or might not be used to airdrop 77 million FP to the dedicated, free pulse to the dedicated. Let's assume that our 2 dedicated receive said airdrop. 77 million free pulse times that share of A will be 52 million free pulse, while B gets 24 million free pulse. Pools to win. The past has shown that it can be worthwhile to start a dedication pool or join an existing pool. Pools have always achieved very good results in the past dedication phases. You get a mathematical advantage by joining a pool. The first 2 free pulse dedications pools have already been open, so go join them if you want to. You can join them right now by sending these tokens to these 2 addresses. Even more cool stuff, yay! The contract will have a vanity pulse chain address of 0x707, just like the free pulse treasury 717, to make them immediately identifiable. The mobile app might get released to check freepulse.io. The accounts on the go, such as an app, could serve as a watch-only wallet for free pulse, including the charge, the possibility of a buy and burn, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's a really nice, fancy wallet. Go here and look at it. And then finally, we're going to look at the free pulse timeline, okay? January was some months ago, some days ago, yesterday, blah, blah, blah. In January, they had a public beta launch. The first 2 dedicated pools were launched some days ago. Yesterday, as in March 24th, the PulseChain test V2B launched with sacrifice bonuses. In the future, PulseChain main launch will happen. FreePulse.io will launch 1 to 2 days later. It's going to launch 1 month after, actually. And you'll be able to claim real PLS every hour. Okay. So the thing about free pulse is that it is a faucet. So you can receive small amounts, probably 1 pulse, maybe 1 to 10. We'll see how much every single hour. Okay. Bitcoin used to have the same thing. You used to receive like 1 or 2 Bitcoin like every hour on the hour. Imagine if you could receive 1 Bitcoin every hour on the hour. People would never leave their house. And then after that, a week after will be mainnet launch. 3 weeks after mainnet launch, the dedicated phase starts. You'll be able to directly dedicate without joining a pool. Okay. And then 4 weeks after the mainnet launch, the dedication phase ends. Pools might send their collected crypto to the dedicated addresses to receive shares. Okay. Now, keep in mind, this is beta. They're talking about this actual website. This actual website right now is beta. We use a testnet Pulse until mainnet. Not redeemable for real Pulse. Okay. Like I said, all these coins that you use right now, this test Pulse that you get right here is not redeemable for real Pulse. This Pulse right here is not redeemable for real Pulse. These are all fake Pulse. I'm telling you this because I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. Rewind this if you want to. I talk kind of fast. Let's get this money. People.